What if loving crypto isn't about money at all? The critics look at the ledger and call it a Ponzi. The fans look at the ledger and call it the future. But they're both missing the point. They're looking at the math. They should be looking at the limbic system. You think it's charts. You think it's ego. But what if it's actually a search for identity? Let's talk about the psychology of the finance bro. And before you roll your eyes, you might recognize yourself more than you expect. Because this isn't about judging, it's about understanding the crypto identity loop. Crypto isn't just an investment, it's a narrative. When someone goes deep, they aren't just buying coins, they're buying a seat at the table of a specific story. Decentralization, freedom, beating a rigged system. Psychologists call this identity-based decision-making. The simple version? You don't just invest in assets, you invest in who you want to become. The early genius, the rebel who saw the truth first, the one who didn't play by the old, boring rules. That's intoxicating. Because most people feel invisible at some point. Crypto offers a way to feel in the know. And once your identity fuses with an asset, logic steps back. Identity drives the car. Let's look at the gap between two worlds. A lot of people who fall for crypto share one quiet trait. They hate feeling powerless. Maybe it's student loans. Maybe it's watching older generations own homes while you're refreshing Zillow like it's a fantasy game you can't afford to play. Traditional finance feels slow, gate-kept. Crypto feels alive. Even if the market is chaotic, you custody your keys. The human brain loves perceived control. Even when the outcome is uncertain, holding the steering wheel feels better than being trapped in the passenger seat of a dying economy. But here's the twist. Sometimes what looks like confidence is actually a response to anxiety. When the world feels unstable, volatile assets don't feel scary, they feel normal. Because your internal world already feels volatile. If you grew up in instability, financial or emotional, your nervous system gets used to uncertainty. Calm feels suspicious. Volatility feels like home. That doesn't make you reckless, it makes you adapted. Finance bros are portrayed as lone wolves, but crypto is deeply social, and memes matter. Humor lowers defensiveness. If the market crashes and someone posts a diamond hands meme, you're not just laughing, you're bonding. Shared volatility creates shared identity. But here's the trap. The more public your commitment becomes, the tweets, the profile pictures, the harder it is to change your mind. Admitting you were wrong about a coin feels bigger than admitting you were wrong about a stock. Because you're not just losing money, you're losing your tribe. For the analytical minds, this isn't gambling, it's puzzle solving, game theory, tokenomics. Solving puzzles gives dopamine, but dopamine isn't just pleasure, it's anticipation. The scroll, the refresh, the next candle. You start chasing the future version of yourself who was right. The chart becomes a symbol of a turning point. We endure discomfort better when we believe a life-leveling event is coming. None of this means crypto lovers are delusional. It means they're human. Driven by the same forces that drive career choices or relationships, crypto just makes those forces louder. So, how do you know if your relationship with it is healthy? Ask yourself, if it disappeared tomorrow, would your sense of self disappear with it? The healthiest investors maintain psychological distance. They engage deeply without becoming the asset. They practice emotional diversification. If you've ever felt that 2 a.m. refresh dopamine hit the like button. It helps the algorithm find more people who are tired of the surface-level noise and want to look in the mirror. And if you're into understanding the psychology behind money, ambition, and identity, subscribe. We go deeper every week. Maybe the most interesting thing about crypto isn't the blockchain, it's the human nervous system reacting to uncertainty. Markets rise and fall, but the psychology? That stays. What if loving crypto isn't about money at all? You might start seeing the charts differently. And maybe you start seeing yourself differently too.